Isn't it so funny the way women just like casually lie to one another because we're like trying to make one another feel better?
How does anyone find that funny? I mean, seriously, how does anyone find that funny?
Like, a girl will be complaining about her relationship and her friend will be like, girl, leave him. There are men out there that'll treat you so much better. They'll love you. Are we in the same out there? Because who?
You know exactly who, but you would rather walk on a bed of flames before you ever give a guy like that a chance. So yeah, you're right. The guys who get laid all the time will never value you because you're just another bitch. See, that's the harsh reality that most of these women can't face. One of the reasons why Chad and Tyrone won't commit is because there's nothing interesting or special about you.
I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. It'll literally be rubble on top of rubble, and I'll still be bombing.
And another thing is, a lot of these women just have a bad idea of what a relationship is supposed to be. You're the woman. You're supposed to serve the man. The man isn't supposed to serve you. And what is your idea of good treatment? That's another thing we got to clear up. Because if you're looking for princess treatment as good treatment, then yeah, most guys aren't going to do that because that's just ridiculous. You're not a princess.
How dare you? Never forget that everyone is a princess.
Dudes work long hours. Dudes got other things to do, other things to focus on. They can't just focus on treating you like a princess all the time. And some women call a man holding them accountable bad treatment. So you definitely have to get more details, which most women don't give because they know a lot of their arguments would fall apart if they gave details.
If you're sad about being single, just remember that there are girls out there begging their boyfriends for the bare minimum. So why don't you go and take the money that you were going to spend on a boyfriend this Christmas and buy yourself something nice?
Look, far as a man goes, bare minimum is he's coming home to you every night. And when you cry, he give you a shoulder to cry on. And, you know, he cut the grass. He does the manly duties. He changed the light bulbs. And, you know, he screws you from time to time. That's the bare minimum. Anything more than that is extra. Don't ever forget that, ladies. If he come home to you, he faithful to you. He protect you. He help you pay the bills. And he listen to your babbling nonsense. Then he a pretty good dude and you should feel grateful.
You damn skippy.
Hey, bestie, just an anti-capitalist reminder that when you're criticizing companies that are doing these massive rounds of layoffs right before Christmas, that we don't just criticize a CEO for what their salary is, which is already pretty high. Like, for instance, $1.5 million, right? But we actually look at it as their total compensation because some of those CEOs that have a $1.5 million salary actually have a total compensation for last year of over $9 million. And I just feel like we have to look at the math, right? I just wonder, where could we get the money? Oh, where could we get the money to keep these other employees on? You know?
People like this need to stop focusing on injustice and just try to get out there and make it happen for yourself. Instead of sitting in your car complaining about how much CEOs make. Instead of doing that, how about you go out there and try to become a CEO or start your own business? You ever think about that? Nose ring girl?
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
This says you'll never understand the female rage until you have experienced getting dumped in a relationship you should have walked away from first. But you never were going to do that. So it's no point in even thinking like that. He had you on the hook and he was going to keep having you on the hook. And you're still probably stalking him to this day.
To this day. To this day.
And fellas, don't try to understand female rage. Just get away from it at all costs. Because it don't take much to bring it out. And it only get worse with time.
So I've now been single for about 8 months, mentally probably a lot longer, but I don't know how to go about this. There's been a couple of people that I could have seen something blossoming with. One couldn't because he wanted kids and I didn't, and two, there was an age thing. And what am I supposed to do? I have my kids 90% of the time.
It's officially stepdaddy season. Yeah, what up? I got the car seat in the back. Let's go to the park.
Boom, and there it is. And that's why you're struggling. Well, that's not the only reason, but that's a big reason. And the fact that you're past the wall is another huge reason. See, a lot of women never feel like their value decreases in the dating market. They never believe that it does, no matter what their situation is, no matter how fat they are, no matter how unattractive they are, no matter how sucky their personality is. They still think they deserve creme de la creme.
That's stupid, guys. Is this camera on me?
Yes.
And usually reality just never hits them or it hits them way too late. But either way, they're not going to get what they think they can get. You're a single mother, average looking at best, and you have a TikTok account at this big age. So yeah, you only qualify for the bottom of the dating market. You don't even qualify for a halfway decent dude. Because based on dating terms, you're not a halfway decent woman. So at this point, you just got to find the best bullshit situation you can find. But really, I can't even advise that because that's not best for your kids. Just focus on your kids. Don't date. Focus on being the best mom you could be. But that's probably not going to work out either, unfortunately, for your little ones. I heard there was a study where they said the best moms are the moms who have the most supportive husbands or something, basically saying single moms are horrible because they don't have any support from a husband or a man at all. They have to do everything themselves, which makes it really hard to focus on actually being a good mother because they're too busy trying to work and date and do all this other stuff. It's hard to be a good mother when you have the weight of the world on your shoulders.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
I'm Al Franken, and I'm proud to approve this message.
I'm Mitt Romney, and I approve this message.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
And unless her baby daddy, passed away, she played some part in that relationship not working out. Or if she didn't play a part in it not working out, he was just a scumbag, she picked a scumbag to reproduce with. So she still got to take accountability for that. So it's no way for women to get out of accountability for failed relationships.
And what am I supposed to do? Meet somebody on a Friday and Saturday and be like, oh, see you in a couple of weeks' time? It just becomes a really, really difficult situation. And also, do I want to meet somebody that hasn't got kids and doesn't understand the kid situation, or somebody that has got kids, which then brings more kids into the factor, and now I have 3 and then there's more children? Like, help.
No, I don't think I will.
Easier being a single mom than a married single mom, despite the financial insecurity, sometimes housing insecurity, having to restart, removing the second adult from the home and just carrying 100% of the weight somehow turns out to be less stressful and causes less resentment than when you are sharing the house with someone who refuses to contribute.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's...
You have to pay attention to the dumb shit that bitches will look you dead in the fucking face and tell you. And I'll admit, sometimes it could be difficult because, yeah, they can be pretty. Or just like that woman energy can get you just like not thinking right. But you have to listen to words, dude.
I know we're going to have triggered men jumping in the comments.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It may cause less resentment, but if it causes more stress on you and more financial burden and you're going to struggle more financially, why would you choose that? And look, I'm going to say it 3 times. You picked them, you picked them, you picked them. So if you weren't smart enough to pick a decent man to, start a life with, to have children with, then you're not smart enough to make it on your own and it be something positive. Clearly, you're a fuck up. Because if you weren't a fuck up, you would have picked a better man. How about that?
Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Talking about how they work a full-time job, they're the breadwinner, they provide the health insurance, so how dare we say they don't contribute? But the contribution to a home is so much more than a paycheck.
A big part of it, though, is a paycheck. Let's not forget that. Kind of keep the lights on, keep a roof over your head, keep food in your mouths. It's a pretty big contribution, even if he does nothing else. It's a huge, huge contribution.
You remember that, motherfucker.
Most homes, both parents were working anyway. So both parents are managing their 40-hour work week, and then typically the mom is carrying 100% of the labor distribution within the home. I don't know why we call it distribution of labor when it's not distributed at all. The mental labor of being the CEO of your home, the boss of your entire family, is absolutely draining, and it's stressful. Somehow, when the other person's removed from the equation and all of it rests on your shoulders, it's easier. And I have literally heard from thousands of women in the comments that are saying the exact same thing. They may now be managing 2 or 3 jobs just to provide the same lifestyle for their kids, and they might be back in school full time, but they still say it's easier by themselves.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're gonna let the camera keep rolling.
This is not, doesn't even make sense.
They're fucking lying to sound cool on TikTok. Just like you're fabricating this story to sound cool on TikTok. You suck. And it's very obvious that you suck. Like mathematically, it just doesn't add up. But that makes sense. Women are terrible with math. So it's easier to work 3 jobs to make up for the lost income instead of working your one job and then coming home and doing some dishes?
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut.
You shouldn't say that about a woman. Why can't you say women are wrong when they're wrong?
You want to be making moves on the street, have no attachments, allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, damn, that's sexy. And that's my problem.